Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a review on the Too Faced Tutti Frutti collection. I picked up 4 items from the collection. They had a ton of different products that they launched from this new Tutti Frutti collection, which I was really excited for because it's all fruit themed stuff and I love fruit. I just really like fruit. I'm going to review the Razzle Dazzle eyeshadow palette, Razzle Dazzle Berry eyeshadow palette, one of their lip glazes, one of their blushes, and then the banana setting powder. So if you would like to see how the products perform on the face and how I did this look, then please keep watching. Alright, so first I'm going to use the banana powder right here. I think it's so cute. So it is the It's Banana setting powder in the shade Banana Cream. It's so cute, like look at that. Look at that packaging and all those bananas on it. It's adorable. And then you open it up and there's a little banana on it. It's so cute. And then the actual powder has bananas on it. So I'm going to put this under my eyes to see if it helps brighten it all. And then I'm going to put a little bit just like in the middle right here of my forehead, between my brows, just to help brighten like this area. I already set my foundation, but why not? I don't notice a big difference like brightening wise. Maybe if you have a little bit darker skin than me, like I'm pretty pale, like really pale. I think if you were a little bit darker, like even just a light skin tone rather than fair, this would definitely brighten your under eyes a little bit more because, you know, I'm just so fair that to brighten it has to be really light. But this just smells so good. I love it. The packaging's really nice. It smells like bananas, if I didn't mention that before. Yeah, I have used this a couple of times already. I used it to set my face and for my under eyes, and I like it so far. Maybe I'll be able to notice more once I have everything else done, like my bronzer and everything, and I could touch it up a little bit more. I'm gonna try that. So next, I'm gonna go into the eyeshadow palette. So I picked up the Razzle Dazzle Berry eyeshadow palette. So there's raspberries on it. If you don't know, my favorite fruit is raspberries. I love raspberries. And then when you open it up, it's so cute. It has a little raspberry right here, a little raspberry guy. And then here are the beautiful shades. So they're all berry tones, as you can see. And then, of course, some like transition and highlight shades. When you smell it, it smells like berries. You don't like pick out a certain berry that it smells like specifically. It just smells like berries in general. It smells so good. I love it. So the shade names are Dazzle, Pink Suede, Razzle, Berry Treasure, Poison Berry, Bad to the Berry, and That's My Jam. So 2 of the shimmer shades. So this one here is called Razzle, and then this one over here is That's My Jam. These 2 shimmer shades have a wet, really wet feel to them. It's really interesting. You know, there's some eyeshadows that you get that feel a little bit more creamy, but these like almost feel wet. Like there's some kind of like oil or something in it. I don't know. But they swatch beautifully. Like one little dip in there is beautiful, but I'm not sure how it's going to transfer to the eyes. I have used this palette once so far, and I feel like I had a little bit trouble with That's My Jam, the purple shade, which I was really surprised by because when I swatch it, it looks beautiful, but then when I tried to apply it to the lid, I don't know if it was like the consistency, the like formula, how it's like a little bit wet, it like didn't stick right. I'm not sure. So I guess I'm gonna have to play around with it, but they swatch beautifully. The 2 matte shades called Pink Suede and Boysenberry, they swatch really nicely as well. And then the shimmer, the lightest shade over here called Dazzle, it doesn't swatch that well on my arm because I'm so fair, but it does apply nicely like on the brow bone or on the inner corner. It's not like a super pigmented shade, and it is kind of chalky actually. So you definitely need like a, is it a shimmer actually? I thought it was a shimmer, but maybe. I think it's more like a satin actually. Just off the bat, swatching them and how they feel on the fingers, they feel really nicely. So let's just move on to the eyes. Let's zoom in. So I'm gonna prime my eyes with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the shade Eden that I always use. I already have some concealer on from when I was doing my foundation, but I want to put a little bit more primer just because I want to give these shadows the best base so that they perform well, because that's, you know, fair. I put primer on basically all the time. I'm just gonna blend that out with a brush. First I'm gonna go into the shade Dazzle, the lightest shade, and I'm just gonna put this on my brow bone. Yeah, I don't see any shimmer. I don't know why I thought it was a shimmer shade. Maybe it was the lighting before, I don't know. But now it just looks like a satin shade. Next, I'm going to go into the matte shade called Pink Suede. I love this. It's such a beautiful transition shade. And I'm just going to put this in the crease. Ooh, look at that pigmentation. Pretty nice. Dang, that is so pigmented. Okay, I'm gonna use another brush to just help blend that because I feel like the other brush was kind of scratchy. Even though it doesn't feel scratchy, it was like kind of removing my primer. I don't know. Not really removing it, but just blending it weirdly. So I just want to use a different brush just to blend the edges. Yeah, this brush is working better. I'm gonna go back into the Dazzle shade and just put a little bit more just to help blend. Yeah, this Dazzle shade could be more pigmented. It's a little bit chalky and it's not that pigmented. I think it could be better. I think this is the one shade in here that I'm like, eh. I think I'm gonna go into the matte purple over here called Boysenberry. Focus that right on the outer corner right here. Just gonna like pat it on and then start blending it in the crease. I know people say that purples sometimes are difficult to formulate. I don't actually use purples that often, but I think that these are working pretty well. So you just pack it on right there. See, look, I just do one dip in, apply it, and it's like, look at that pigmentation. It looks really nice. Okay, I really think that that purple applied really nicely. Really happy with it. I love this shade right here, but I kind of want to just try this one again because I said before I was having some trouble with it before. So maybe it's the brush. It could be the brush since it's more like a creamy. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the ColourPop Super Shock Shadows because those are like a creamy, almost like a wet feel. Okay, I think my ColourPop brushes are dirty right now, so I can't find them. So I'm just gonna try a different brush. I think I'll just try a Morphe brush, like a packing shading brush. It's almost like you have to scrape it. It's really weird. Oh, see, there you go. Purple applied okay with that brush. I'm gonna try it with my finger. Okay, it looks a little bit better once I use my finger, just it looks a little bit more like pigmented and shimmery because I feel like when I use the brush, it kind of loses some of the shimmer. I'm gonna just take that brush I used for my crease before and just gonna blend. I'm gonna try this shade when I wash my brushes and try it with that ColourPop brush because that brush is specifically for the ColourPop Super Shock Shadows, which I feel like this is similar in formula, so it might work with it. I don't know if you can see, but it kind of like looks like I scraped the shadow, which I did kind of. You have to kind of like scoop it out with the brush because it kind of just sits there. I'm gonna go into the shade Razzle, that other shimmer shade right here, and I'm just gonna add this to the inner part of my lid. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the dark shade over here called Bad to the Berry, and I'm just gonna add a little bit, put it on the outer corner. And then I'm gonna blend it with this brush. So that shade is definitely like making it look very smoky. We're gonna try to tone it down a bit and go back into Boysenberry. Just to blend. Because that kind of made it a bit dark. And then I'm going to go back into Pink Suede and just kind of blend up towards the brow bone. I'm going to use some of that shade Razzle, and I'm just going to put that in the inner corner. Whoa, it's so pigmented, oh my gosh. Okay, I put it in my inner corner, but it looks a little too dark, so I'm going to brighten it with a different shade from something else in a second. But I'm going to move on to my lower lash line. So I'm going to start off with Pink Suede on my lower lash line. I'm going to go into the shade Boysenberry, the matte purple, and put that up against the lower lash line. Okay, so that's it for this palette for now. I need to touch up that inner corner. Ofra highlight in the shade Glazed Donut. Okay, that definitely helped because it was a little too dark before. Now that my eyes are really smoky, like super smoky, I'm gonna put on some liner and mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I finished up my eyes with eyeliner and mascara. I really like how this eye look turned out. It's very smoky, but like purple smoky. And then bronzer and contour is done. So I'm gonna go back into this banana powder. Let's see if I could maybe brighten up underneath, see if it makes a difference. See, I think once you have everything else on, you could see the difference. So it does help with, like, you can also use it to help blend your contour. If you needed to, you could use it underneath on the sides. So I do think that this is good. I really like this. Next up is a blush. So I got this is the Fruit Cocktail Blush Duo in the shade Strawberry. So it has pretty little strawberries on it. So cute. And then it's so cute. There's a little strawberry guy right here. It's so cute. And then here's the shades, little pink shades. One is more of a shimmer and then one is more of a matte. So this shade is more matte and then this one's shimmer. You could either use them on their own or mix them, you know. I think what I'm going to do is mix them. Okay, so here's the blush. I think the blush looks pretty on the face. Since I mixed them together, you can see a slight sheen, but it's not very dramatic, which is good because I don't like a really shimmery blush. I do like how it comes with 2 shades, so you could mix them if you want or just use one or the other. It definitely looks pretty on the face, blends nicely, and I think it looks really nice with this eye look because it's like the purple with the pink. I think it looks nice together. So I would say I like this. It smells good. It smells like strawberry, but a very faint strawberry scent. The other ones were a little bit more scented. The scent was a little stronger in like the eyeshadow palette. This one is a little bit more faint, but it still smells good. I didn't get a highlighter from them because I just didn't. I already have so many highlighters. I don't need any more highlighters. I think I'll use the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in Be My Highlight. And I'm going to use some of the Ofra Cosmetics Glazed Donut Highlighter on top, just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to set my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist Setting Spray. I love how this is a continuous mist. It's so easy to apply and it's such a nice spray, such a fine mist that, you know, you don't get those little drops on your face. The last thing from the Tutti Frutti collection I got is one of their lip glosses. So this is the Comfort Lip Glaze in the shade Grin and Bear It. It's a really pretty kind of like a nude shade. It's a very pigmented gloss if you consider it a gloss, and has like a fruity scent. It's not that strong though. It's really pretty, kind of like a peachy nude. A little bit of pink to it though. Okay, so this is the gloss or the lip glaze on my lips. Kind of has like almost like a metallic sheen to it. It's not super metallic-y, but there's definitely kind of like a reflective property to it. I think it looks pretty. I really like this shade. I think the shade is so pretty. It's comfortable to wear. It's not too sticky. It looks nice on the lips, but it's definitely something that I would be worried that it's going to transfer because it's just a gloss, obviously, and you know, it could get on your teeth, so you gotta be careful of that. Okay, so that was everything that I got from the Too Faced Tutti Frutti collection. Tried it all on my face, and I would say that my favorite product out of everything that I tried is the eyeshadow palette right here. I love this eyeshadow palette. I think it's really pretty. It's such a pretty berry toned palette, and all the shades in here work really well. The only one that I have a little bit of trouble with is the light shade here called Dazzle, because it's a little bit chalky in my opinion. I feel like it could have better pigmentation, but everything else applies really well and looks really nice, and the shimmer shades apply really well even without wetting your brush. I didn't wet my brush when I applied them. I did have a primer underneath which could help it to stick, but you know, usually with like metallic or shimmer shades I wet my brush with a setting spray. I didn't do that. I'm really happy with this palette, and it smells really good and it's so pretty. So if you like berry shades, I would definitely recommend this palette. I think that the formula of the shadows is really good. You get everything you would need for a complete look. You don't have to do something this smoky if you didn't want to, but if you want to do smoky, this is how you can do it. You could definitely go for a more neutral or, you know, everyday wearable look. If you were just to use like these shades over here, you could definitely do something a little bit more toned down and neutral, or you could, you know, do smoky, bold purple like what I did. So I definitely really like this palette, and I love the packaging because I love raspberries. I like the blush. The blush isn't anything like amazing compared to other blushes. I have other blushes that I like better than this, but It smells really good and the packaging is so pretty. So I feel like the packaging is kind of what gets you with this stuff because it's just so pretty and so cute, and so it just smells so good. But the blush is definitely pretty. Like, I like how it looks on the face. I like how it's not a super shimmery blush because I don't like really shimmery blushes because they emphasize texture on your cheeks. So I do like that, and I think the shade's really pretty. As far as the gloss, I think the shade is really nice. It's a really nice nude shade, but it's not too nude. It has a little bit of peachy, you know, tones peeking through, and I like that reflective look that it has because it makes your lips look a little bit more juicy. So I think it looks really pretty. This banana powder I think is really nice. I think that my favorites are these two, the palette and then the banana powder, because the banana powder, the formula is really nice, just how it's very finely milled. Like when you put your finger in it, you barely can feel it. It feels so soft and silky, and it definitely does brighten up your eyes, your under eyes, and it works really well to set your entire face if that's what you want to use it as. I would use it more just to set my under eyes or just to brighten up my under eyes, because I have other setting powders I could use for my whole face, and I wouldn't really want to go through this that fast just to set my whole face with it. And if you have darker skin than me, it's definitely going to brighten your under eyes even more than it did for me. Overall, if you are interested in this collection, I wasn't really interested in any of the highlights because I believe there was like a stick highlight and then like liquid drop highlights, which I don't really go for either one. I don't really ever use stick or liquid highlights that much, so I didn't pick up a highlight. I was interested in the setting spray because it's watermelon scented, and I love watermelon scented makeup, but I didn't get that. And then but actually I haven't seen very good reviews on it, so I don't know. You can let me know if you tried it, if it's good or not, because I don't know. So I would say if you are interested in this collection, I would recommend this first and then this. But actually if you want like a brightening under eye powder, go for this because I think it's worth it, and it smells good and it's beautiful. So these are my top picks. These are my favorites. I saw some reviews, I think it was What Would Lizzie Do? She tried out the pineapple eyeshadow palette and she didn't really like it that much. It might just be the formula is different for the two palettes, I don't know. When I was looking at the shades for that one, I liked them, but I felt like they looked too similar to other shades I have in other palettes, so it wasn't really anything that stuck out to me. Whereas this one, I don't have a ton of berry tones, and I think they did a really good job with the formula of the berry tones because, like I said, a lot of people struggle with purple eyeshadows like not blending that well or not being that pigmented, so I like this. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you like this look, you can recreate it, tag me on Instagram so I can see. And if you've tried out this collection, anything from the collection, let me know what you think about what you've tried out. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Hey honey.
Hi. So let's see what you've done. Look. How's it going?
Good.
You like that blush I got you?
Yeah, how do you like it?
Is it called blush?
It's blush.
It's pretty. I don't know why you didn't like it before.
What do you mean? I like it.
It's so pretty and pink. It's better than the one you wanted before.
You like it?
What's on your eyes? Tutti Frutti?
The palette.